Hey, we're That Ship Sailed, and welcome to Gear Time.
And welcome to Gear Time.
Gear time.
Gear Time.
Now strike a pose.
That should do it.
Diamond Tree Tractor, 8185. Line 6 wireless. It's in my little old cell. I mean, it's a little ghetto trick, but it works out. I took an old cell phone holder, I guess, kind of nested it in there. As far as my gear goes, this is my custom avatar cabinet, 212. I absolutely love this thing, courtesy of my amazing mother. It has a greenback and a V30 in it. The greenback gives it more of that crunch. The V30 is just loud. It's industry standard. But they make a great combination, give me my overall tone, and I love it. And it's lighter to carry than that freaking thing. I hate Steve.
Hi, Steve. We all hate you.
Yeah, that thing's a pain to carry. It's actually funny because I did have a 412, and this thing is actually heavier than the 412. So, but seafoam green, big fan. Anyways, this is my Black Star. It's an HT Stage 100. Steve actually has the same thing over there. It's like we're endorsed, but we're not endorsed. Wish we were. Black Star. I love Black Star personally. They are a great alternative to orange. They have an amazing crunch. You can have both British and American tones, or you can have it in between. I have a shaper back here that
Has
also,
like an attenuator.
yes.
Okay.
And it also does. You can have both dark and light versions of the reverb, which is kind of cool. They both have a
Fascinating.
That was way too close to me.
But it has an amazing clean channel. It has both great lead and rhythm distortion. I love this thing. It's 100 watts. It's my baby. I convinced Steve to get one as well, and he runs primarily a British tone, and I'm more on the American tone, so it actually meshes really well. And it's way better than this piece of crap he used to have.
All right, you want to take us through your pedal board now?
All right, so I have this as well that I'm currently not using, but I love this thing. I'll just put it there. So I actually run two noise gates. One is actually, this is my effects loop. I have the noise gate running through the actual amp to kill that buzz. I use the MXR 10-band EQ. This thing is quite possibly the best thing I've purchased. It can mold my sound to whatever I want. Of course, the Line 6 receiver. I actually took this from Tim. I primarily use this vintage overdrive in any portions that I need to be louder than Steve. That's really what I use it for.
Worthless investment.
But like if there's certain portions that I know I need to be heard, this really gives me that extra overdrive. Like there's the part on Andy's Heartache. I think Close Your Eyes as well. It also makes my leads kind of dime out, and it works on some portions. I don't use it that much. This Hall of Fame is amazing. It has all sorts of delays and sustain that you could possibly want. I usually run it on the church channel. Mix that with my bridge pickup, and it has an amazing clean tone effect. I usually go in junction with my digital delay, the DE5. And I typically just use a regular digital delay. I don't really mess with the analog too much. It's really hard to assure the timing. I did have a separate pedal that was a tempo pedal that I was able to put in here. But it just seemed like too much of a hassle to make sure that I would actually tap the right tempo for the delay. So I usually just use a digital delay and hope it works. And then, of course, the chromatic tuner. That thing's great. I'm not a huge fan of it. As in, I mean, I guess I'm not a huge fan of the display. Kind of hard to see sometimes, but overall, it's not flashy, but it does everything you could possibly want. The TC Electronic. I love this brand. I'm actually really big on branding as far as pedal goes. Usually TC Electronic, MXR, for the most point. But this thing essentially just gets rid of my guitar feedback. That's what I was talking about, having two separate noise gates. One to kind of hush the amp and one to get rid of that extra feedback if it comes. But it has the ability to keep up the actual hiss, so I can let notes ring out that actually have some tonal sense to it. And then, of course, my Black Star pedal, but it's all in conjunction with everything, and my Galaxy tape. And this thing right here is actually really cool. You can, in fact, make your electric sound like an acoustic. It gives it some extra twang, the reverb that comes with stuff like that. It's actually really cool. I just don't use it. I probably will later. I'm sorry, Greg, it's not a freaking three-fold kind of thing.
Clamshell.
It's not the clamshell.
I'll put a picture of that up.
Yeah.
'Cause I have one.
I plan on, I'm probably going to use this one right here. I plan on getting a couple electric harmonic pedals because we do want to incorporate synth. And there are a couple synth conversion pedals out there that I kind of want to try out. Have some cool things. I think it will open up some stuff.
Without having to pay the synth guy.
Yeah. I mean, we were thinking about doing loops and stuff like that as well, but...
It's always nice to bring the authentic thing to the stage.
Yes, because we don't want to add another person. So the only thing we can do is to think of the talent and ability we have within the band to kind of focus it. And it's relatively... I mean, it's not completely part of this, but we do have our Ego light boxes this thing as well. These are our blinders. We like to do a lot of things during shows to kind of be a little bit innovative for the most part. Those both are triggered, especially there's the trigger pad over there. Ghetto as hell, but it does the trick. But that is my gear.
I'm Tim, and this is my rig. It's a red velvet cupcake.
Those velvety smooth tones.
Fucking bass players.
Yeah, I dial in all of his settings live as he plays.
He's the Van White of the band.
Yeah. Where do I even begin with this thing?
Oh god. We don't like to touch it.
So, yeah, this is the result of years of sound engineering and gear envy, all kind of mixed into one.
Compensation, eh?
I'm going to start with the speakers because that's the easier part. Basically, I've got them split in half, channel-wise. I've got a JBL.
Shit.
It's a new brand.
I've got a JBL TR Series 215. It's an 1800 watt PA speaker. And then I've got a subwoofer down here. I forget what brand it is. It's Italian, but it's a 1000 watt sub. And basically I've got the mids and highs going to the JBL up here. And I've got all of the low end, all that nice boomy low end going to the sub down here. And I was actually inspired by reading what some of my favorite bass players do. I've read that some of them like to use like multiple Sans amps and stuff like that. So basically I've got the tuner up here. Rig runs into that. It's a necessity. And I prefer the rack mounted stuff just because it's cleaner. I've got the skater case that everything goes in. I've got the tuner here, and that goes into a compressor, first of all. And then I've got two Sans amps here. I've got the RPM here. The RPM is purely there for the low end, for all the sub end. Then the RBI, I picked the RBI for the rest of it because it's got the presence knob instead of the mid. I like the presence knob for what it adds to the tone. And then I've got both of these running into each half of a Yamaha P7000 amplifier. For the RBI, I'm actually using the effects loop. I've got a, I'm still working on the cupcake too. But I've got a 50-50 split going on with the RBI. Half of the signal is just the Sans amp. The other half is fed through this decimator and fed into this vintage Boss OD1. Meant for a guitar, but I like what it does. And that's about it. I've got a drawer up here too. It's emergency batteries, emergency cables,
Supplies.
Jaeger, and energy drinks, you know, necessities. That's pretty much it, I think.
What about your bass?
Oh, normally, Normally, I play Thunderbird, and it's actually in the shop right now, Greg's shop, getting some custom electronics done to it. In the meantime, though, my backup guitar is typically, aside from that, it's 5-string. But
Bring that out. Bring that out. We need to get
We
it
need a
on.
full frontal of
We
that.
want to see the wire.
no,
the wire, Tim.
really, it's this rattle can job that I did to it a while ago.
That's Tim, everyone.
No, I've got the Hot Topic belt in there, and it was too short, so I used some wire.
And an eye hook.
Yeah. And
Not
I get
good.
to use this beauty for until Greg's done with mine. It's his Squire P bass. He can tell you more about that, but it sounds glorious through this rig.
He's
Look
got
at all
all
those
these
wires.
pedals.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be good shit right there.
That's Steve's pedal board.
My stuff. So I got the instrument cables and the stereo cables and all the cables.
Really, he's got a hammer.
Got the hammer.
I mean,
Let me see that hammer. So when the shit's not working, you just give it a little till the tone's how you like it.
Now, what I like to do, he's got this packing tape here. I tape over the entire front of his panel.
Steve's not allowed to touch it.
usually
You don't
during
want anyone to turn up
shows,
the volume.
typically during shows, we just turn them off.
So I left my pedal board at home, but I'm running the same Blackstar, the HT 100, same one that Mike's got. So it makes it really nice to dial in tones and everything. I got the carbon cab with the fiberglass or the carbon fiber print, but it's got 4 vintage 30s in it. I really enjoy those. I mean, they really do it for me.
That's all you got, scrub.
We should talk about
Let me
this.
see that whip.
It's gorgeous.
What you driving?
Meanwhile,
Running the Hellraiser, I replaced the pickups, got the gold EMGs, got a 81, and then threw a 60 in the neck to hopefully it'll give me a little bit more of like a bass for like the acoustic parts, the more ambient kind of sounds. Get a little bit thicker, fatter tone for that.
if we let him play.
That jelly bean kit though.
Got yeah, I've kind of got a Franken kit going on here. I'll start with the drums. As you can see there on the front, we made our own stencil and spray painted it on to the front for our band name. And
Give away the secret.
Mike cut that out. So we did that all on our own. It's holding up pretty strong. This is a D drum 24 by 20 inch ash kick drum. It's
A man's drum.
it is a man's drum. It is like rock standard. Pretty punchy. I love it. I have the Remo Power Stroke P3 clear kick drum head on it, and an Aquarian double kick super thin pad just to protect the head from the. Keep it a little bit longer. The snare drum, one of my favorite snare drums that came with the kit. It's also the D drum ash snare drum. I love this. Nice loud crack on it. I put the Evans HD Dry level 360 heads on it, and it seems to let the snare drum breathe just right, or whatever technical terminology you want to put behind that. The toms are actually from Mike's buddy Joe Avers. Ayers, sorry. I thank you, Joe, for letting me use your kit. Put your kick drum aside. But the toms, they sound great. It's got these Evans dampener rings on them. Tape them down just so they don't fall off. Looks like he uses the Evans Genera G2 heads on them, and they sound pretty good. No need to change that. They're a Pearl Export series. I think this is a 13 inch and this is a 16 inch. Oh, the snare drum is a 14 inch by 6.5. So this is what I'm rocking right now for kit. The pedals I'm using are also Joe's. I usually use the DW 7000 double pedals, but these Gibraltars I like. They're a little bit lighter, a little bit easier under the feet. Really quick, easy for double bass and doing syncopated rhythms to match bass. For the cymbals, my hi-hats, I have a Vetus Zildjian New Beat hi-hat, 14-inch. I've had these hi-hats for years. I love them. A nice chick sound to them. Actually, all these cymbals I've had for quite a long time. As you can see, is it the stencil? Not the stencil, but there's a lot of wear on them. This is the Sabian medium thin 16-inch crash. My other crash over here is a Z Custom Zildjian medium 19-inch crash. As you can see, I've made some cuts from where it is ripped.
You made some sonic choices.
Some sonic choices, yes. I took a bite out of it. And the China I'm rocking is a 20-inch A Custom Zildjian China, and I have like a little stack going here just for some effect cymbals almost. It's both are 16-inch. It's a Oriental Zildjian China and a A Custom 16-inch crash that kind of got chopped up a bit. Couldn't really use it as a crash anymore, but hey, it sounds really good as a trash. So that's what I'm using for cymbals. Hardware, I think, is a mix of Tama, Ludwig, Pearl, just an assortment of things. I use Vic Firth American Classic Extreme 5B sticks. They last a bit longer because I play hard. These are the 5A ones, and some mallets just in case, you know, I want to do some fancy cymbal work. And that about covers my kit.
Sweet.
Cool.
You feel it in your chest, the feeling of nothing left. You got yourself in, you'll get yourself out.